medical checkups. Periodic medical checkups, automatically, I think, say from the age of 30 or 35, at least once a year, where you should have a trusted doctor who is willing to spend some time with you examining you. Most doctors are too busy for having a routine medical checkup. They would rather look at somebody with a fever, somebody with diarrhea, somebody with tuberculosis, somebody with stroke, somebody with diabetes, rather than give you a physical checkup. So that is one difficulty, but then you want to try and coax your doctor, find somebody who will be giving you a regular medical checkup once a year. Physical examination, head to foot, all your clothes removed. Examine all the parts of the body. Have an X-ray done, have a scan done, have a basic blood workup done, have your blood pressure checked. In this process, you may detect some cancers. You may not, most often. Most often you will not. But then, if you keep on doing it year after year after year, you are sure, at least for that particular year, you don't have cancer. Just because you don't have a cancer today does not mean you won't have a cancer tomorrow. Which means you will have to repeat the medical examination periodically. And there are certain specific cancer-directed tests which we can do. Just 3 or 4 of them. Women will have a breast X-ray called as a mammogram. Women will have a blood test called as CA-125 for their ovarian cancers. Men will have a blood test called as PSA for their prostate cancers. Men who are smokers, who have industrial chemical exposure, will have a chest X-ray to look for cancer lung. All men and women should have their motion examined to see if there is any unknown, unrecognized bleeding at the microscopic level, what is called as occult blood. Likewise, both men and women should have a full endoscopy of the lower intestine, the large intestine. Endoscopy done through the anus to look at the large intestine, what is called as a colonoscopy, roughly once in 3 years. So these are very valid, established diagnostic tools which have stood the test of time and which, given a chance, all of us must have done as per the doctor's recommendation. Second is, whenever you have a medical problem which is not resolved within 2 or 3 weeks, raise the suspicion of cancer with your doctor. Because cancer has no unique symptom. When you have an ordinary cold, you are coughing, you are bringing out sputum. When you have tuberculosis, you cough, you bring out sputum. When you have asthma, you cough, you bring out sputum. When you have cancer lung, again you cough, you bring out sputum. No difference whatsoever. But most often, whenever we have a respiratory infection, bronchitis, or a common cold, or a pneumonitis, or pneumonia, whatever, by 2-3 weeks you should be okay. If it is not settling down, there is something wrong. You have to say, doctor, I am having this thing for the same thing for the last 3 months, 3 weeks. Please check me up, make sure you don't have a cancer. It could be a cough, it could be a change in your voice, it could be a swelling somewhere, it could be a bleeding or a discharge somewhere, bleeding from the stools, bleeding when you vomit, occasional unnecessary vomiting, a white discharge or bleeding from the vagina for women, whatever. Unwanted discharges, unknown discharges, painful swellings, ulcers, sputum, whatever should be examined by a doctor if it persists beyond 3 weeks. And if your doctor is not able to solve the problem, don't change the doctor. Don't think that Dr. X has not helped me, take to go to Dr. Y. But rather, go back to the same Dr. X and tell him, doctor, I came to you 2 weeks ago, I said I wanted to check for cancer, I wanted to do something, I wanted to treat me, but still the same problem is persisting, why don't you check me up again? I'm sure if we do that, the doctor will recognize the problem without any difficulty whatsoever. Whereas, if you go to a different doctor, he is going to start with you as a fresh patient. Amidst all his other major problems, his older patients, he will probably give you at least one visit with some medications, some, let us say, stopgap arrangements, and only at the second visit he will take you seriously. and therefore it pays to go back to the original doctor the second visit rather than plan a second visit with the second doctor, which will be actually your fourth visit to the doctor. So that is a very sensible thing to do. Please try and not change doctors. This very often happens, particularly in the smaller towns and villages, where they go to a local doctor, family practitioner, they are not satisfied, they go to the taluk headquarters, see a small consultant there, not satisfied there, they come back to another doctor here. By then, they are already wasted about 6-8 weeks. So these are basic tips on preventing cancer. Not always, but yes, there are some cancers which are considered curable, and I can straight away count and tell you that I can recognize patients who have been cured of their cancers, patients who are married of having been cured, who have born children of having been cured, whose children have got married after the father cured of cancer, and people with cancer at an older age, cancer having got cured, they die of something else. All these are possible, but in relatively small numbers. The vast majority of cancers today we see are not completely curable, but then you may be able to give them a very long lease of life, extend their life from an anticipated survival of 1 year after diagnosis of cancer to 5 to 8 years after diagnosis of cancer, which could be a very big benefit for the concerned family to make arrangements for other issues, to have the patient lead a happy, let's say, a good quality life in the intervening period. So that is possible. I think I'll stop with this and maybe take questions if you have time.
I just want to know if simple blood test